Hey, what's going on, guys? Today is finally the day for the long-awaited review of the Megami Device AUV Susanowo kit. It is an awesome kit, and you can understand why it took a while for me to get to this review, because there's a lot in this kit, as you guys will see once we get into the review, but it's a really awesome addition to the Megami Device line from Kotobukiya, so let's go ahead and get right into the review. Alright guys, starting off taking a look at the beautiful box for this beautiful kit. Once again, it's in a large size box and you got that nice matte finish background for the black, and then all the illustration and text work on the front there has this really nice glossy finish, so everything looks very premium here with this box. It's very big again. That just means you get a really nice big illustration work here to enjoy on the front of the box. It looks amazing, all the details, everything. It's just a really nicely designed character, I feel like. On the front of the box we have our typical character summary there. Type Extermination, a flagship Megami Device unit with its fully updated body and a generous variety of weapons and armor. Extra large weapons and heavy multi-layered armor can be easily adjusted thanks to the AUV XL Unleashed Vanguard frame on the arms and legs. A mode-changing mechanic on this model allows easy attack-defense balance adjustment, making Susanowo a new generation Megami Device succeeding the Asura series. So that's interesting, and the series is meant to be a successor to the Asura series of kits. That's pretty cool. On the side of the box, just got the same thing there. This is number 16 in the line. The back side of the box is actually the same as the front. On the bottom, we can see a photograph of the fully painted and decaled kit there, front and back, in the fully armored version and in the less armored version, both of which look very nice. So there's a look at her signature weapon there, I guess, that massive sword. But of course, like with any good Megami Device kit, we have lots and lots of different weapon options that you can see here for this one. On the top of the box, there's a look at your face option parts, one with the eye patch covering and the other one with the two eyes in different colors. We're going to have some water slide decals. Doesn't look like that's going to be too extensive though, considering how much there's going on with this kit. But there's a look at the unpainted model, just built up straight out of the box. Looks pretty good, I gotta say. And over here, the list price for this one coming in at 9,000 yen. That certainly is a pretty hefty price, but as you can see, it's a big box. There's a ton of stuff in here. So this is gonna be one that should give you quite a lot of value. You have all these runners, and we'll go through those in just a moment. First, just take a quick peek at those water slide decals. So you have some like normal kind of caution style markings there in white and red. Some nice logos here in gold as well, and a little bit of red with that mixed in with the white, and then all your eye decals. And then our instruction manual here featuring the little bit more full version of the box art. The front of the box kind of cut off the legs there, so you have that a little bit further down. The back side is the Megami Device logo there. On the inside, lots of great reference photos here for posing the kit. I will admit, I do usually refer to the manual for a couple of the posing ideas that I'll use for the review portion of this video. Next page though is just getting right into the parts list and the construction of the kit. So you're just going to go through building the main body and then all the armaments and armor and everything, putting that all together, and then it shows you how to utilize everything. Of course, at the end there, just showing you how you can swap the heads with different frame arms heads, or you can put this head onto different kits and things like that, of course. And then at the back here, finally we've got the color guide and a decal guide here. So again, nice reference images here for the kit, showing you just where the colors go, where the decals go, everything on that. Very cool. Let's get into the runners. So first off, here are those pre-painted faces. The printing quality on these and the colors and everything, of course, looks fantastic as always. We'll see those on the kit in a moment. Got a couple other parts that have some pre-painting on them, basically like in this dark navy there for the hip section with a little bit of purple painted on there and a little bit of gold painted on these parts there for what looks like probably on the torso. We got our hand parts here, all the typical ones: holding hands, open expressive hands, closed fists, and those are just going to be in this dark, very dark navy, almost black color. And then runner U here in clear black for our stand pieces. Runner A here in an off-white kind of creamish color is going to be the first of our hair parts. And all the rest of our hair parts are going to be here on the B runner, of which we have two. So obviously I think you'll have doubles of some of these parts, probably some leftovers. Runner C here is going to be all your skin tone parts for this kit. There's not really all that much of that. Runner D is back in that very dark navy color, almost black color there for some body pieces. Runner E for some joint parts there in that nice purple color. Same thing here for runner F. There's kind of two halves of the F runner. And we have another F runner as well, which is just going to be our main base plate, once again in clear black, but you have that really nice two-tone finish there for the base. Runner G going to be back to that very dark navy color for a few joint pieces. Runner H, we've got two of these. This is going to be some of the armor and weapons parts, and then same thing here for runner I as well. Runner J is back to that nice purple color. We've got two of these for a bunch of pieces on there. Same thing here for runner K, some more armor pieces. Runner L we've got two of, and also runner M are going to be in this light lavender color. Runner N we've got two of these for a few pieces in white. Runner O is in a very nice molded gold for a bunch of joint pieces and all of that on there. It's going to continue here on to runner P as well for these like blade effect parts. Runner Q is a bunch of pieces here in clear red, lots of that, and we've got two of this Q runner, and that continues on to runner R as well for some more clear red parts. Runner X1 is some more armor pieces in that dark navy color, two of those. Runner X2 is in a nice molded silver color, so that'll be good for some nice little accents. And runner Z is our generic kind of extra joints runner, which is included in like all the Megami Device kits. Alright guys, so here is the kit all built up, and this is obviously just in its most basic form. This is how I wanted to start the review, just because there's so much stuff that's added on here. You have so many different option parts and accessories and weapons parts and everything with this kit. There's a lot, so I wanted to just start off. Here's the basic body without anything on it, but let's go ahead and take a look at all of the accessories. And the largest of the accessories, kind of as it were, would just be the backpack. Now this is how it appears in kind of like the main form of the AUV Susanowo, but of course there's a lot more that you can do with these parts other than just using them as the backpack as seen in the box art. We've got our standard Megami Device base here in like a clear black. This is the standard arm for that, which is the thinner one, but then you do also have the more bulkier arm, which is used for more heavier weight kits, like this one is probably going to end up being once you add everything onto it. Then just kind of making our way through the body, talking about which parts are going to be swapped out. So here is your part that's going to be swapped out there for the chest, or your two different options for that. This neck piece is also going to be swapped out from the basic form there, which is just kind of like these cross straps, to this one that has a little bit more like kind of armor there at the front. And then we've got these kind of skirting armor bits, which are going to be added on here to the side that wraps around the front, and then this long kind of tail part is going to wrap around the back. As for the legs, we're just going to replace these at the midsection of the thigh for the armored legs, which are very detailed. Lots of really cool colors and parts and design. Everything on there looks really cool. And these clear red parts made for like the claws on the feet, which look really cool. For the arms, going to be pretty straightforward. Just going to replace those at that clear part in the upper arm for your more armored arms here, which again, you have a couple of hard points on there. But again, just a really cool mix of the different clear parts, the purple, the black, the silver, all looks really nice on there. And for both the arms and the legs, these clear red ring parts there can be replaced with these parts, which will give you a hard point on the side if you wanted to plug stuff onto there. That's for the arms, and a large one here for the legs. As for the head, you've got your basic face there with the eye patch. You've got another version of the head here, which is going to be the armored head, which has these clear red horns at the top. Very cool. And again, some hard points there on the sides. That's going to be the difference with that. It's going to be kind of tricky to get these out of there, but you can pull those parts out at the back there and swap out these long bits of hair and pop those into this head option part if you wanted to, or you can just keep it all short by just keeping that piece of hair in there like that. We have our other face option part like this, and then we've got our other option part here for the bangs, which is just going to swap out there, and then that's going to cover the face to be like our face mask part, which again looks very cool. Lastly then is her main weapon, which is this very long sword. Comes in at about 20 centimeters in length. Again, really cool design. We also have a couple of connection pieces here for this, so I just like to help stabilize that with the arm just to help hold up the weight of this. And this will also separate like this, making this part into just an axe. And then this part you can plug into here. And once you fold everything around, it becomes a rifle mode here like that, so just held in the hand. I mean, I guess you could hold it any particular way that you want, but that's how that's transformed like that. Also very cool. Just one of the many different forms and ways that you can use the weapons here, to be honest, and with all the accessories and everything. And that's what I want to focus on here for the last part of the review, is just showing you a bunch of different options and things that you can do with this kit. So you have your couple of different modes. You have the insane mode, where it takes those parts from the backpack and then mounts them onto the arms and folds the claws around on the feet, and it just kind of of becomes like a big monster. And then you also have the brutal mode, and that's taking those parts from the back and then mounting them onto the sides of the arms. And then there's just different ways that you can have the weapon mounted on there, and just a lot of stuff that you can really do with this kit. It's just kind of the only real way to say it to you guys. So this is one of those kits that I absolutely love, but I kind of dread reviewing just because there's so much that you can do with this, and it just takes forever to actually, if you want to go through and actually try out all the different modes as I want to do to show it to you guys, it just takes a really long time just to go through everything, just because there's a lot of parts. But I mean, as for a kit, if you're wanting to get this for yourself, you know, it's something to add to your collection that's going to look really impressive and just really have a ton of value just for the sheer amount of stuff that you have in the box and the sheer amount of stuff that you can do with this. So it could be a kit where like it has a ton of parts and you build it up as just like one thing, and then that's just how it is. But I think a lot of the value of this just comes from not only the fact that this kit has just a ton of parts, but there's a lot of different things that you can do with these parts. And then there's a lot of stuff that's suggested to you, how it's suggested in the manual, how the manual explains different ways to build this kit. But then of course, if you want to get creative with it, you can build it up. I mean, you could get creative and swap things around in different ways and just do kind of whatever you want with it. And then that's not even including the use of different MSG option parts or kit bashing with other kits from the Megami Device line, or Frame Arms Girl, or Frame Arms, or anything else, Hexagear, all this stuff from Kotobukiya that's all cross-compatible that you could use to customize this even further. I mean, you really have a lot of versatility with a kit like this, just because of the fact of all the stuff that you get in here, and there's a lot of really cool ways that you could go about using that. But as the kit looks just straight out of the box, I think it looks fantastic. All the color separation and the details and everything on there. Obviously, you have the waterside decals included as well. So if you want to just go in, just do a little bit of panel lining, just to bring out some of the smaller details, maybe a little bit of hand painting, paint in a couple of little details here and there. Throw those waterside decals on there, and then just put a bit of top coat on it maybe, even if you want to. You don't really even necessarily have to. I think with a kit like this, it probably looks pretty good just as it is. But if you wanted to get it nice and shiny or something like that, just throw some gloss coat on there, and then it's going to be a really good looking kit, even completely unpainted. But alternatively, you know, if you did want to go ahead and, you know, fully paint the thing, it's definitely going to be a pretty awesome, pretty impressive looking kit, no matter which way you go about building it. So there you go, guys. Quite the impressive addition to the line. Let me know your thoughts on the AUV Susanowo down in the comment section below. If you guys are interested in picking up the kit or its variants, or anything else from the Megami Device line, you can check out the link to USA Gundam Store. I believe this kit is sold out for now. But if and when this kit does get reprinted, or when we have the different variants and things coming out, you guys can of course check those all out there at USA Gundam Store. And then of course any other tools, paints, and supplies, stuff like that, if you guys need, you can check that out there as well. Thank you guys all so much for checking out the review. If you'd also like to like and subscribe, make sure you don't miss any future reviews, you can do that. I really appreciate it, you guys. Until next time, hope you all are having a great day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.